Yo, K-Pace Guy here. What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm bringing you the review of the Bose Smart Soundbar 900. Now, before we get started, guys, if you enjoyed this video today and you like what you see, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you're not already for content just like this. So let's get right into the review. Like I said, this is the Bose Smart Soundbar 900 that I bought personally from Amazon, to be exact, for just under $900, $899. And so today I want to kind of put this into my bedroom and take a listen to it. And I choose the bedroom because it's a smaller room, kind of where you want a soundbar to be. Should do well with showing me the effects and kind of the sound quality and all of that good stuff. But first, before we get into how it sounds, let's take a look at the packaging and what all comes in it. So you see the soundbar box here, but mine did come double box, and here are all the contents that come inside the box. Starting from the far right is your HDMI cord there. You have your remote with batteries, your owner's manual, an optical cable, the power cord for the soundbar, and a microphone headset that we'll talk about a little bit later. Now, you may be thinking, okay, I see the soundbar and the accessories, but where's the subwoofer? Well, I opted out to get the subwoofer because, like I said, I bought this myself, and the subwoofer is almost as much as the soundbar is. So to keep the money in my account, we went ahead and just got the soundbar here. But if you guys are interested in hearing the subwoofer or doing a review on the subwoofer, I don't mind picking it up at a later time. Now, like every soundbar, this one is a Dolby Atmos soundbar. This allows you to have 7.1 sound, and Bose claims that it doesn't matter what content you're watching, it will upscale all of your audio to give you an immersive 7.1 sound, including Dolby Atmos. So that's something I'm really keen on trying to figure out if it can really do. Now, like I said, a lot of the accessories here are kind of normal, your HDMI, so this has eARC, eARC as you know it, and that allows you to pass through Dolby Atmos from your compatible TV to your soundbar, and you can plug all of your stuff to the soundbar and send it to your TV, so eARC is really nice to have, so it's HDMI 2.2. Very nice looking soundbar. The soundbar is a glossy kind of soundbar, and this is one of the most heaviest soundbars that I've ever felt. This is really, really heavy, which just kind of screams quality to you, and which I am super happy to see. Bose actually is a really good brand when it comes to soundbars, and this is going to be their best soundbar that I personally heard. I think this is their best soundbar they have to offer, the Soundbar 900, so I'm super happy to have this in for review. Has like a plexiglass top to it, it kind of seems like, which adds a nice little touch, protects the top as well. And then you have some cutouts on each of the corners for those Dolby Atmos speakers, and then all the other speakers will fire directly at you or to the side for that 7.1 surround sound, or in my case 7.0 surround sound, since I'm not using a subwoofer. Now, this is a really seamless design. You don't see any kind of buttons or anything, and that's because everything is touch capacitive. There's no physical buttons on the soundbar itself, just to keep with that minimalistic, sleek, more modern kind of look that Bose is going for, since this is going to be the centerpiece in your home theater, in your living room, in your bedroom. They keep it looking nice and clean. The only logo you see is on the front, and it says Bose. Now, there are really, really cool features that make this soundbar a smart soundbar, as the name suggests. Two of those are Amazon Alexa and Google Assistant built in. This has voice command built in, so you can control your whole system from the couch with just a voice command, which is why that headset is here as well. Helps aid in that voice commanding if you want to. Now, it takes it a step further as well. It says that you can do Bluetooth calling as well, which is what the headset's going to be for. So if you have your phone paired to this device and you get a phone call, well, you can talk to your soundbar and then you can listen to it back from your soundbar. So it's a true wireless Bluetooth speaker at the end of the day. So that's really cool to see as well. I probably won't test that in this video, but Bose says you can give phone calls and make phone calls with this, so I believe them. Now that we've had a little bit of the chance to go through the packaging and see the features and all the products and accessories it comes with, I'm going to go ahead and plug it up to where my current soundbar is. I'm going to replace what I'm using with the Bose SmartBar 900, and we'll take a listen. I'm going to do two different types of tests. I'm going to do a live test, actually. I'm going to do a movie in Dolby Atmos, and I'm going to do some music just in case you want to listen to this on your Bose system. So I'm going to do a live test. I'm going to put me in the camera with the system and listen to it. You guys will get to see my actual reaction firsthand and see what I think. Now, like I said, we're not using a subwoofer, so this is going to be a test to just the soundbar itself because it is a separate piece if you want the soundbar with the subwoofer, so you do have to pay an additional cost for that, so I just have the soundbar. Also, before we get ready to start, you also have the option not only to add a soundbar, but you can add more speakers. So if you want dedicated surround sound, you can get their satellites that pair with this system via the app that we'll go through as well. There is an app with this system that allows you to pair other subwoofers, pair other speakers, set up the soundbar, and what have you. So let's get the app fired up and get ready to listen to it. All right, so we have the soundbar plugged up, and you guys see the orange amberish colored light there. That's your status indicator. It's telling us that it's time to go to our app and get set up. So I'm just going to sign in with Facebook here. It's just easier, so we'll just sign in there. And this is how you're going to get the soundbar paired and ready to go. So once that loads up, it'll communicate back and forth with the soundbar. We got to accept all these different terms and conditions. My goodness. There we go. So once we get all this set up, we are able... Let's get rid of that, get rid of that. All right, so here we go. We're going to set up a new product. So we're going to do speakers and soundbar. We're going to turn on Bluetooth there. So Bluetooth is now on my phone. So it's pairing and searching the soundbar right now. All right, so my soundbar in particular is a Smart Soundbar 900. We're going to select that. Make sure that you see the amber color there. All right, so it turns out you have to add location to be able to... compare to pair to your soundbar. So if you don't enable locations, then the app's pretty much useless to you. So you have to enable locations while using the app, which makes no sense to me, but it is what it is. So we're finding it now, and we're connecting to my Wi-Fi. And as you guys can see, it accepts a 5G gigahertz. So that's very nice if you have a 5G kind of setup in your home. All right, we got the soundbar updated. So it says place your soundbar in position, and we have it ready to go. We're going to hit next. We have our TV already set up in the HDMI eARC position. We're going to hit next. I don't have any accessories, so we'll just hit do it later. All right, tune to your room. Adapt IQ tunes the sound specifically to fit your room and the things that are in it. So that's what that microphone we saw earlier is for, that little headset type of thing. You plug it into the back of the sound bar, and then you can place it, I guess, on your head or wherever you're going to be sitting, and it will kind of, you know, play a couple tunes to tailor it to your room. So I guess I'll go ahead and try to do that. All right, so I skipped past the whole setup part with the Alexa just because it was giving me too much trouble at the time, so we skipped past that. But here's the app itself. You can control the volume here. My friend from work sending me TikToks. We have the volume control here, source, group, audio, and power. And then of course you have some sound settings as well. So let's click on audio and see what you can do here. So you can change each of the speakers that are built into the soundbar. So center channel, the height channel, that's going to be your Atmos, the bass, and the treble. And this is specifically for the soundbar itself. I imagine if you have more speakers and accessories that you can control the subwoofer volume and control the satellite speakers as well. So really cool to see. Has the options for audio delay and AV group sync. So if you're using this with a television and your audio is off, you can sync them together if you need to. And of course, at the top is that Adapt IQ, so that the room and the soundbar can work as one. So I'll probably do that off camera and tell you guys kind of my experience. But what I want to do first is I'm going to start with music. I'm going to play a couple songs that are non-copyrighted, and we'll listen to them together. And then we will play a movie real quick, listen to that together, and you'll see my overall thoughts live here on camera. honestly, music doesn't sound too bad. I'm impressed. I didn't know what to expect. I'm not using a subwoofer, so I didn't know what to expect as far as the bass goes. But it's good. The sound stage is so much wider than the soundbar itself. Even me sitting right here next to it, which is not what you're supposed to do, but even sitting right here, right next to it, it sounds so much wider than it actually is, which is incredible. And there's speakers on the top here, there's several through the front, and then you have two on the sides that give you that 7.1 surround sound feel. And it actually does really good. Not bad at all. Gets pretty loud for sure. It's 9:30 here at night. I got people upstairs, so I can't play it too long or too loud, but it sounds really good. Let's play one more song, just something random. Let's go with something that has some voices. This one.
Never felt more like a winner than I do tonight. Never more certain the path lay before. Honey, I've been racing the wind like a bird, been chasing the wealth of the world, but it fades when you're near. So tell me where we go from here.
So I was putting my ear to the speaker or the sound bar because I wanted to hear where the vocals were coming from and what the other speakers were doing. Because like we said in the beginning, Bose says that no matter what you listen to, it's going to upmix it to 7.1, which may be cool, maybe not, depending on what you're listening to. But it did that. So the center speaker is the only speaker that we heard voices from. So there's one single driver giving you that much vocal production, and then there are several drivers giving you the overall instruments, giving you effects. So what does that mean? It means that you have a really nice stereo separation. You can hear the specific instruments when they're supposed to be played on whatever side of the stereo image it's supposed to be played on. So that is incredible. It's actually really, really cool, which makes me think this thing is going to be a monster for movies, because music sounds pretty good on it. Of course, there's no subwoofer, so bass is mediocre at best, but standalone by itself, it's a really good speaker by itself. I wouldn't crank the bass up to, 100, maybe 30, 40, or 50 would be my maximum, because after a while you start to just get a bloated, muffled sound. But standalone, this thing is absolutely great with music, and it does a great job with separating vocals from instruments and keeping it all separated so that it doesn't sound mixed up and within the music. So nice. That is nice. I'm going to go ahead and plug up the Blu-ray player and play an Atmos track or something, whatever movie I have, and we'll see how it does with that.
Hallå? Margot?
Pappa, hva er det som skjer? Hei. Hva skjer?
Nå har vi 10 minutter. Vi må få ut gjestene. Kom igjen, jeg tar fra toppen. På noen Vibeke. Se om du finner bussjåfør. Ja!
Wow. I'll pause it there. I've never seen this movie called The Wave or something. Like Wave is the title of it. I've never heard of this. But that sounds really good. That sounds really good. And the reason why I say that is because of the ability it had to surround me. think that soundbars do a bad job with immersing you in sound, but this one does it really well. Now, my room is super small. I'm in a bedroom at the end of the day, and I have 8-foot ceilings, and my room is wide enough for me to sleep in. But that's about it. So it's not a big room, but this soundbar I really think could fill up a bigger space than this. It does really well at separating everything so that you know exactly where it's coming from. And it does fool you into thinking that there's speakers, maybe not as far wide as my room, but wider than the soundbar itself. And of course, as you move back, that changes. And I've done some listening off camera towards where you normally would sit, and you feel like you have a surround sound system. Almost. I turn my high effect speakers all the way up to maximum, and I do this with every soundbar because the distance that it takes for these little speakers to reach from soundbar to your ceiling and back to your ear is a long travel distance. That's super diffused sound. And so I crank them up, and you're going to want to. But when you do, you start to kind of hear what's going on up there in the Atmos section. And so I'm impressed with this thing. It sounds really good. One of the things that I wanted to, kind of keep my eye on was whenever it got loud and the bass got heavy, does it vibrate? It doesn't. It doesn't rattle at all. There's no loose ends. The plexiglass on the top doesn't shake. The grill doesn't rattle, and even sitting on this metal little stand that I have for it, it's not vibrating on that either. So you don't have to worry about it shaking everything or shaking around. It's firmly planted, and the materials that are used is A1, so you're not having, extra sound rattling through your movie. So this is really a good soundbar. Is it worth $8.99? Yes, but when you add a subwoofer with it, it's a very expensive piece of equipment. $8.99, this is a really good soundbar. The speakers, they have really good quality in them. They truly do sound wider than the speaker itself. And it plays really loud and clear at loud volumes. It's worth $8.99 for what you're getting out of this thing. I wish you had a few more HDMI inputs. I wish the app wasn't so hard to get together at first, because setting it up was kind of tedious and it frustrated me at some point. So I didn't like that. But I got through it. So once you get through it, that's all you don't have to do it again. So you get over that part. But $8.99, the soundbar is worth it. The quality of it, the sound that you get out of it, the sound pressure level you can get out of this thing is really good. And then you can add other speakers to it if you want to. Now that's when things start to get pricey, is when you start adding extra speakers to the system, because I think the satellites are like $5.99, something like that. A subwoofer, there's like different types of subwoofers you can pick at $5.99 for a sub, and so you can really get into the $2,000 range really quickly. And then at that point, you should just get a receiver and some bookshelf speakers for less, which will give you a more realistic sound. So that's when you start stepping into the home theater territory, which people who get a soundbar aren't necessarily looking to do. So the soundbar standalone by itself sounds really, really good. I like it. I love the look of it. I love the feel of it. It's very minimalistic. It's modern. It'll fit into almost anybody's decor. It also comes in white. It looks really good in white too. So I really like it. It is a fingerprint magnet, so you're going to want to wipe it off and not touch it once you get it in place, because you can see every fingerprint that I put on it during this video. But out of what I've heard, I give it 5 stars out of 5. It's just that good. So guys, leave me a comment down below and let me know, have you heard the Soundbar 900? Did you hear it anywhere in a store, Bose outlet store? Did you hear it in a friend's home, your home, whatever? Let me know what you guys think of how it sounds, because I think it sounds darn good. Leave me that comment down below. Hit that like button and subscribe if you are not already. We will see you guys in the next video. K-Face Guy out. Peace.